I'm getting roasted in my Facebook Live for saying it's East Brainerd. Sorry. Good morning, everyone. This is Meg Doyle with News Channel 9. We're following a very breaking situation right now. The details are limited to what we do know, but as you can see behind me, there is a very large police presence right off of Tomahawk Trail in Brainerd. We have been following this for the past hour or so. We can hear police shouting commands through a speaker with sirens going off. It's been pretty much constantly since we first got here. We have seen more police cars come to the scene. At this point, again, we don't know much. We know it is a possible SWAT situation. However, we have not been able to have anything confirmed yet. We've reached out to CPD to learn more details at this time, but we don't know much. So again, if you're in the Brainerd area around Tomahawk Trail, just avoid the area. And since it is Good Friday, school is out today. So Brainerd High School is right across the street, but luckily that shouldn't be an issue with school being out, that congestion around this area. Again, we are working to learn more at this point. We just know to stay clear of this area around Tomahawk Trail. If you can, in Brainerd, you can see the large police presence and you can hear the sirens going off. So I'll continue to keep you updated. I have to go live for Fox Chattanooga, but we will continue to keep you updated as we learn more. When's the next hit time? Good morning, everyone. This is Meg Doyle reporting for News Channel 9. If you're just hopping on this stream now, we are following a very breaking situation. What we know, the details are limited at this point, but you can see a very large police presence right off of Tomahawk Trail. They have shut down that whole street right here in Brainerd. So if you're in the Brainerd area, just stay clear. We've been seeing more police officers coming to the scene. We've been here for almost an hour, and there has been sirens going off pretty much constantly, with police shouting out commands as well. We can't really make out what those commands are saying, but we do know that the situation is very breaking. They've closed off the perimeter of Tomahawk Trail in this area. So if you're in Brainerd and you're nearby, definitely just avoid it. At this point, you can probably hear the commands at this point. Again, we can't really make out what they're saying, but we know they have been pretty consistently shouting out something followed by sirens, back to back to back. So I'm going to go live on Fox Chattanooga right now, but we've reached out to authority for more details, so we'll let you know when we learn more. Good morning, Dane and Hannah. Yeah, what we do know at this time is very limited, but we're right off of Tomahawk Trail here. And as you can see, there is a very large police presence, and we've been here for about an hour or so. And more police officers have come during that time. We know that this is a potential SWAT situation, but we've been hearing officers yell commands pretty consistently, followed by sirens. We can't make out what those commands are saying, but it's been pretty consistent since we've gotten here, yelling at something. They've surrounded one singular area. So again, we've reached out to authorities to try to learn more. We'll continue to keep you updated. Right off of Tomahawk Trail in Brainerd. If you're nearby in the area, definitely steer clear of this area. Like Dane and Hannah said, it is Good Friday, so luckily school is out because Brainerd High School's right across the street, so there won't be that congestion to worry about. But if you are in this area, stay clear. The police have pretty much blocked off the entire street, and so just be super vigilant if you're out and about in Brainerd. Again, we've reached out to authority to try to learn more details, so we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more. Reporting live, I'm Meg Doyle, Fox Chattanooga. Um, did we hear a gunshot? Good morning, everyone. This is Meg Doyle with News Channel 9. I'm currently off Tomahawk Trail, where there's a very large police presence, a potential SWAT situation here in the Brainerd area. We don't know many details at this point, but we've been hearing authorities yelling commands to a singular area. We've been here for about an hour, so we've been hearing it pretty consistently over the past hour. Followed by sirens. I'm sure you can hear it right now. We've reached out to authorities to try to learn more information, but if you're in the Tomahawk Trail, Brainerd area, definitely steer clear. I'm going to stop talking. You can hear the commands. So we can't really make out what they are saying, but we can hear them yelling something again. These commands have been pretty consistently over the past hour. And so if you're in the Brainerd area around Tomahawk Trail, just steer clear of this area for now. It's right across from Brainerd High School, but luckily, since it's Good Friday, school's out today, so there won't be that congestion to worry about. But we do know that there's a very large police presence, even a potential SWAT situation. This is what we can see right on Tomahawk Trail in Brainerd. Police have blocked off the entire road, and again, if you're just joining, they have been yelling commands pretty consistently, followed by sirens. You can hear right now. We reached out to CPD to learn more information. At this point, they've not gotten back to us yet, so we will continue to keep you guys updated as we learn more. But this is right off the Tomahawk Trail. Potential SWAT situation here. We've been here for just over an hour, and even while we're here, we've been seeing more and more police cars come, and these commands have been being yelled at again consistently over the past hour over the speaker. We just can't make out what it is. This is as close as we can get at this point, of course, to ensure everybody's safety. So I'm just going to zoom in here to see the large police presence for this possible SWAT situation. So we don't know much more than that, but again, this is Tomahawk Trail in the Brainerd area, so if you're around this area, steer clear. This is a very breaking situation, and the details are limited, but police and potential SWAT are here, so we are going to be here all morning following this as we learn more. I saw someone comment a little earlier that they were hearing the sirens go off from earlier this morning, even close to 5, 6 a.m. So this could be, a situation that's been going on for a couple of hours. But yeah, again, at this point, if you're in the Tomahawk Trail, Brainerd area, steer clear of it at this point. Police have it blocked off. Details are limited to what we know. I will be going live over on Fox Chattanooga, so you can tune in as this situation develops and we learn more. When's my next live? Good morning, everyone. If you're just hopping onto the stream here, I'm Meg Doyle with News Channel 9. We're following a very breaking situation right here off of Tomahawk Trail in Brainerd. As you can see behind me, there's a very large police presence. You can hear those sirens going off. Those have been going off pretty consistently since we got here just over an hour ago. Accompanied with those sirens, police have been shouting commands. This is as close as we're able to get, of course, to ensure everybody's safety, but we aren't able to make out what those commands are saying. But it's been pretty consistent for the past hour of the commands followed by sirens. It's a potential SWAT situation. Again, you can see just a large police presence here. So details are limited at this time of what we know. We were talking to a neighbor who lives right over around this area, and he said that around 5 a.m. he heard explosions. So we know the situation has been going on for a few hours at this point. Whatever is happening, again, we reached out to authorities to try to learn more information, and we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more. I'll be going live on Fox Chattanooga in just a few minutes. So we're going to hop off the stream and go live over there. But we'll continue to keep you updated. But definitely, if you are in this Tomahawk Trail, Brainerd area, steer clear. Luckily, it's Good Friday, so Brainerd High School, which is right across the street, is not in session today. So there won't be that congestion to worry about. But just steer clear and be mindful if you're passing through this area. No, it's Good morning, Dana and Hannah. Yeah, this is a very breaking situation. So the details that we know are limited at this point. But as you can see behind me, there is a large police presence. We know that we've been hearing sirens going off we've been here just over an hour. So we've been hearing these sirens going off pretty consistently during that time, along with authorities shouting out commands. Now, this is as close as we're able to get, of course, to ensure everybody's safety. So we can't make out what those commands are saying, but we know they've surrounded one particular area. Again, that's off Tomahawk Trail in the Brainerd area. We're right across from Brainerd High School. So luckily, school's out today. We don't have to worry about that congestion, but just steer clear of the area if you can. We've reached out to authorities to learn more information, and we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more. Reporting live, I'm Meg Doyle, Fox Chattanooga. Looks like We're about to go live on ARC Chattanooga, so you can hop over there for any more updates. Good morning, Dane. Yeah, this is a very breaking situation. So the details that we know are limited at this point. But as you can see behind me, there's a pretty large police presence. They've basically blocked off all of Tomahawk Trail, and you can hear those sirens going off. We've been here for almost 2 hours, and they've been going off pretty consistently, followed. Well, you can hear there was just an explosion as well. So we are continuing to follow this. Again, this is very breaking. Our details are limited. They've been shouting commands at the house as well. So just if you're in the Tomahawk Trail area, stay clear of it. Right across from Brainerd High School, as Hannah and Dane said, since schools are out today, that at least limits some congestion, but you definitely just want to stay clear of the area. Police have this area pretty much blocked off. Again, you just heard that explosion. So not exactly sure what that happened. We can't see the area they're surrounding. This is as close as we're obviously able to get to ensure all of our safety. But again, by the Tomahawk Trail area in Brainerd, just stay clear if you're nearby. It is a very fluid situation, and we have reached out to CPD and authorities. We've also talked to other neighbors who have said they started hearing an explosion around 5 a.m. So this situation has been going on for a few hours at least. So we will continue to keep you updated as we learn more information. Reporting live for ARC Chattanooga, I'm Meg Doyle. We are about to go live on our Chattanooga for any other updates that we have. While we were live just about 10 minutes ago, we did hear an explosion while we were live. So we're going to continue to follow this. Again, details are super limited, but we're going to hop over to ARC right now. Good morning, Dane and Hannah. Yeah, this is a very breaking situation. So the details that we do know are limited at this time. But as you can see, there is a police presence right off of Tomahawk Trail. You can hear sirens go off, followed by police shouting commands. We've been here for about 2 hours, and that's been happening pretty consistently over the past 2 hours. When we were live just about 10 minutes ago, there was also an explosion that we heard. Now, of course, we know that they're surrounded a particular area. So, it appears that they are shouting at someone. We can't hear those commands because, of course, this is as close as we're able to get to ensure everybody's safety. But we're right off the Tomahawk Trail area in Brainerd. So if you're around this area, definitely stay clear of the area. It's right across from Brainerd High School. Luckily, since it's Good Friday, schools are out, so we won't have that congestion to worry about. But yes, if you are hearing loud explosions, we've heard from some neighbors that these explosions have been happening since 5 a.m. So this situation has been developing for basically the entire morning. We got here just about 2 hours ago and heard one explosion ourselves. And again, the police yelling commands pretty consistently every 1 minute to 30 seconds. So we've reached out to authorities for more information, and we will continue to keep you updated as we learn more. We got reports of a SWAT situation here in East Chattanooga. Right now I'm on Rogers Road. Heading over here is Tomahawk Trail. That's where the scene is. That's where the law enforcement presence is. This is as close as we can get. The entrance to both homes. So that's why we're not as close as we can get. But this is the scene where we're going to be right now. Drop off. We are concerned about noise. Huge explosion. This is a very breaking situation, so the details that we know are limited at this point, but as you can see behind me, there's a pretty large police presence. They've basically blocked off all of Tomahawk Trail, and you can hear those sirens going off. We've been here for almost 2 hours, and they've been going off pretty consistently, followed... Well, you can hear there was just an explosion as well, so we are continuing to follow this. Again, this is very breaking. Our details are limited. They've been shouting commands at the house as well, so just if you're in the Tomahawk Trail area, stay clear of it. Right across from Brainerd High School, as Hannah and Jane said, since schools are out today, that at least limits some congestion, but you definitely just want to stay clear of the area. Police have it. This area pretty much blocked off. Again, you just heard that explosion, so not exactly sure what that happened. We can't see the area they're surrounding. This is as close as we're obviously able to get to ensure all of our safety. But again, by the Tomahawk Trail area in Brainerd, just stay clear if you're nearby. It is a very fluid situation, and we have reached out to CPD and authorities. We've also talked to other neighbors who have said they started hearing an explosion around 5 a.m. So this situation has been going on for a few hours at least. So we will continue to keep you updated as we learn more information. Reporting live for ARC Chattanooga, I'm Meg Doyle. Good morning. This is Meg Doyle with News Channel 9. If you have been following the stream all morning, you know that there's been a very large police presence right here off of Tomahawk Trail in Brainerd. We've been here for a few hours at this point. There's been it's a possible SWAT situation. Just about a half hour ago, we heard a large explosion as well. We've been hearing sirens going off, as well as authorities yelling commands through speaker. Um, and just we know they're surrounded one particular area. Our details are limited at this point to what we know. We reached out to authorities to try to learn more, but just in talking to other neighbors, they said that they heard explosions starting as early as 5 a.m. So we know this situation has been going on for the majority of the morning, starting at 5 a.m. Again, it's right by Brainerd High School, right across the street. But luckily, school's out today for Good Friday, so there won't be that congestion. But if you are in the Tomahawk Trail, Brainerd area, just stay clear of the area for now. Police pretty much have the street blocked off. So I'm going to go live over on ARC Chattanooga, but we'll continue to keep you updated here as well. Okay. Good morning, Dane. Yeah, we just heard a few moments ago an explosion. It was actually in our last live shot. So again, there's been a very large police presence pretty much all morning here. We've heard from neighbors that starting at 5 a.m. is when they heard a first explosion happen. It is a possible SWAT situation. We've been hearing sirens going off with authorities yelling commands pretty consistently all morning. I will say in the past 15, 20 minutes or so, we have not really heard it as much. So we're not sure where the situation stands at this point, but there's been, authorities all over. Actually, you can just hear the police are shouting commands again. So that will probably be followed by a siren. That's what we've been hearing all morning. This is as close we can get to ensure our safety, of course. So we can't hear what those commands are saying, but we know that this situation has been developing since around 5 a.m. is when neighbors are first reporting. We've reached out to authorities to try to learn more information. So we'll definitely keep you updated when they get back to us and as we learn more. But if you're in the Tomahawk Trail, Brainerd area, steer clear. The police pretty much have this whole street blocked off over there. It's right across from Brainerd High School, but luckily, since it's Good Friday, school is not in session, which helps out with some of that congestion not moving through this area. But just be mindful if you're in the area and if you have heard explosions, it is because of this police potential SWAT situation here. But for now, that is all we know. But we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more information. So, reporting live for ARC Chattanooga, I'm Meg Doyle. less than 2 weeks. Good morning, Dane. Yeah, I'm here right off of Tomahawk Trail where we've been following this breaking situation pretty much all morning. As you can see behind me, there's a large police presence, a potential SWAT situation right off of Tomahawk Trail. We've been hearing these sirens go off all morning, and we've been hearing from neighbors that they heard an explosion as early as 5 a.m. And just about a half hour ago, while we were going live, we heard another one of those loud booms. Again, we don't know what exactly that is, but if you were hearing that, this is from this police presence SWAT situation. We don't know much at this point, but we've reached out to authorities to learn more. Again, if you're in the Tomahawk Trail, Brainerd area, just steer clear of the area for now. Police pretty much have that whole street blocked off. It's right across from Brainerd High School, but luckily school's out today, so there won't be that congestion to worry about. But definitely just try to stay clear as we're working to learn more about what is happening. At this point, our details have been very limited. But again, we know this has been going on all morning with neighbors reporting starting at 5 a.m. So we will continue to keep you guys updated as we learn more information. Reporting live for ARC Chattanooga, I'm Meg Doyle. All right, good morning. If you've been following the stream all morning, you know that there is a very large police presence right here off of Tomahawk Trail. We've been hearing loud explosions. About a half hour ago is when we heard the last one. Neighbors reported that they heard the first loud explosion around 5 a.m. So we know the situation has been developing pretty much all morning. Our details are limited. Right now, we really only know what we can see and what we can hear. We've reached out to authorities to try to learn more. So we'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more. And hopefully authorities will reach back out to us shortly.
Good morning. I'm Mabel. This morning we received reports of a possible SWAT presence on Tomahawk Trail in the Brainerd, Chattanooga. Law enforcement has put the SWAT on First Road to about 2 blocks away. This is as close as we can get, so there's lots of questions. But while we've been on the scene, our photographer got here and says he heard a large boom. Also said the same thing. We've been here in silence and now we're talking over it. So that seems to stop the like that's been consistently happening on this hour. We've seen SWAT officers there in Blackfield, Chattanooga, because SWAT has been there on lots of times. SWAT teams are not exactly sure what's going on. We have a limited view, but we're staying here on the scene as we report today. Okay, thank you.
Hey guys, good morning. Got a chair for you? Yes, it's 5 o'clock this morning. Yes,
Okay, so good morning. So if you've been following, there's been a large police presence right off of Tomahawk Trail this morning. We just got an update from CPD. So CPD and SWAT, the CPD SWAT was called to a residence regarding a barricaded person reported to be armed. HNT is also on the scene trying to make contact with the individual. CPD says there's no known threat to the surrounding area at this time. So again, that was CPD SWAT was called to a residence regarding a barricaded person reported to be armed. So that is why there's been this large police presence. We've been hearing explosions throughout the morning. So I'm sure as CPD SWAT has been working to get that barricaded person out and safely de-escalate the situation. So that is the breaking update that we have for right now. But if you're in the Tomahawk Trail, East Brainerd area, there's no known threat to the surrounding area, CPD says, but definitely just try to stay clear of the area regardless, as it is a still fluid situation. We know this has been going on for the majority of the whole morning. So that is our latest update. And if any more information comes along, we will definitely keep you guys updated. All right, good morning, everyone. If you've been following along with this breaking news this morning, we got here right around 7 o'clock, and there's been a very large police presence right off of Tomahawk Trail. We also heard a loud explosion a little bit earlier, and neighbors reporting of loud explosions starting as early as 5 a.m. So we just got an update from CPD, and they said that CPD SWAT was called to a residence regarding a barricaded person reported to be armed. HNT is also on scene trying to make contact with that individual, but there is no known threat to the surrounding area. So again, that they are trying to de-escalate a situation in regards to a person who is armed inside a residence, and they have Tomahawk Trail blocked off again. So if you are in the Tomahawk Trail Brainerd area, there is no known threat, but definitely good to just steer clear of the area for now while the police try to de-escalate the situation. We were hearing sirens and commands being yelled pretty much all morning, but that's kind of died down as of now and stopped. But as far as this is as close as we're able to get to ensure everybody's safety. But again, we do know at this point that CPD SWAT was called to a residence regarding a barricaded individual who is armed. So we will continue to keep you update this morning as we learn more. So. So sweet.
You don't actually
Thank you so much for offering. Oh, I'm okay. Thank you, though. We appreciate it. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, this is a very breaking situation, so the details that we know are limited at this point, but as you can see behind me, there's a pretty large police presence. They've basically blocked off all of Tomahawk Trail, and you can hear those sirens going off. We've been here for almost 2 hours, and they've been going off pretty consistently, followed... Well, you can hear there was just an explosion as well. So we are continuing to follow this. Again, this is very breaking. Our details are limited. They've been shouting commands at the house as well. Now, as you can see, they are starting to clear the scene. We've received confirmation from CPD that they're clearing the scene, and that's after they told us that CPD SWAT was called to a residence this morning regarding a barricaded person who was reported to be armed. They also hostage contact that individual. We don't have any further details of what happened past that point, but we do know now that they obviously have de-escalated the situation as they're clearing the scene. We can see obviously the group of officers back there and SWAT individuals starting to load up and pack up. There's no threat to the area. CPD also said so this area will begin to clear up here just a bit.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a very quick brief.
Okay.
But before I do that, before you do that, I'm going to tell you very quickly. This is domestic violence. Hey, let's wait for 12. I'll be nice.
Do you mind if I clip that on your call?
Perfect. You're good, buddy. You're good.
Email me and said if you weren't finding
Well, I know, and I just thought, you know what? You guys have made it out here. I might as well make it out here for you. Remember that. Remember that. Yes.
The shared about the domestic violence off the record, on the record.
Well, I mean, I'm going to tell you that. I mean, I'll let everybody know that that's the case. That ultimately this is. Be having to run around. Huh? I'm going to scoot over a little bit too, brother, so that way. There you go. That way, I know I got a decent profile here, but it's.
Ready?
I good. I'll just go ahead and tell you. This morning we were dispatched to Tomahawk Trail specifically for a domestic violence incident. Once we arrived on scene, officers were able to speak with the victim. As speaking with the victim, we noticed, our officers noticed, along with the victim telling us that someone was still inside. We quickly, as fast as we could, secured the scene as far as the outside of the residence. We tried to numerous times to make contact with the individual that was inside, the suspect inside the residence. However, the suspect was not in the residence after through all the efforts that we made to actually take the individual into custody. There are warrants that are currently out for the suspect, and I will go ahead and tell you there's no caution for the even though we're currently for the suspect. There's no abundance of caution that the public needs to take because of this situation. It's a domestic violence where we're now looking for the individual himself.
Did you just say your name?
Yeah, so that's the first time I get to say this. Assistant Chief Danny Jones.
Was this a
This is really first time that we've come to this. I don't want to say it's the first time that we've come to this residence because I can't say that for sure. I don't know that it is just because I haven't looked at it myself. But I mean, as far as being on our radar as a suspect or anything, no.
Able to tell us what the explosions were?
Well, we got different tactics that we utilize, and a lot of that is for us specifically is trying to make contact or whoever the resident is or surrounding area or whatever we're trying to do. So we got different tactics to be able to do that, to be able to get people aware, be able to talk to us. Okay.
Was it? We're looking for.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing to lead us to believe that there was anybody else that was in the resident other than the suspect. To be honest with you, we had all of our our tactical units who are out here with neighborhood police. We had numerous people.
Have you responded in this area before?
Well, that's a very open-ended question, and it's a good question because I worked out here a long time ago. So the answer to the question is, I mean, we've got neighborhood policing that are out here every day that are specifically out here doing one thing, and that's ultimately trying to keep everybody safe, right? That's our mission at the Chattanooga Police Department, is keep you, your family, and our community safe. And so that's literally what we were doing out here, was doing just that. This is domestic violence, unfortunately, as much as it happen. We don't want it to happen. And so, yes, we respond out to calls too many times, right? Because we don't want anybody else, specifically in domestic connection.
In a situation like this, the neighbors around the home that you guys were like focused on asked to leave, or
yeah. So I mean, that's standard protocol for us, is to be able to go to the local houses that are around and let one what's going on, but also number two, to evacuate them as well if they want to. If they, some people, 3, 4, 5, 6 houses down, they're like, no, and do your things. So it just really depends. But it is us doing everything that we can to keep the community safe. There you go.
Still in
Well, I mean, the suspect's at large, but it's not something that the public needs to be worried about. So we're still looking for the suspect. Yes, I mean, we're obviously not looking for him inside the house.
Do you have any leads on?
We have different techniques that we utilize to be able to search for people. Good to go? All right, excellent.